Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the show. So today's topic, back to what we always have been discussing, and that's doing smart things with your money. You want to make it as much of a routine to do smart things with your money as possible, and continuously doing a process, constantly doing a process gets boring, and consistency is the key to success. Consistency is 100% the key to success. For example, if you want to make it a, if you have a goal to lose weight, consistently eating the right food and exercising, the combined, the combination is what works. Okay. But both of those get boring. And that's why people struggle with that sometimes. And it's just like with anything, consistency. You want to be consistent. You want to be very consistent with everything that you're trying to do. And doing smart things with your money gets boring, uh, especially when you're setting up a consistency of it. But that goes back to my previous, that goes back to a podcast I made. It's about basically pay all your bills, but set aside, have a budget, and establish a set aside amount of money. And when you have this set aside amount of money, you live off 20 to 40% and enjoy that. You take 20 to 40% and just enjoy it to the extreme. So that may be doing activities, whatever you can do reasonably with 20 to 40%. Travel, go visit people, go out to dinner, whatever. Buy video games, buy clothes, go shopping. I'm not saying like blow it, I'm saying enjoy it. Think about it and enjoy it. So the other 60% needs to be consistently put into the system as seeds to grow. And you want these seeds to grow and mature. And then you're going to have the money seeds grow and mature. And then when they do mature, that's when you can start to pull some of the harvest. So you may enjoy your 20 to 40% that you get allowed to enjoy from what's left over could be additional 20 to 40% from what seeds, whatever you put your money into to grow. An example, just briefly, of something like that would be if you put your money into real estate, it's seeded, you eventually have everything rented out, you have a property manager, money's coming back to you. So we'll say, just being conservative with numbers, you're making $600 after everything is cut and dried on the real estate. Okay, now you can take 20 to 40% of that and enjoy more of that. That's some of your harvest. And then take the other 60 to 80% and put it back to harvest more. It could be another business. It could be into the stock market. Maybe you just do a simple program of getting two rentals and take the rental money and invest that money plus whatever your regular day income is into something as simple and as boring as the S&P 500. But that's what I'm talking about consistency sometimes gets boring because that may even get boring to you. But you're making money. This is a great system and it'll take time to get to that point, but that's just an example. So going back to what I'm starting with about how to get consistency, why you need consistency. Okay, there's a book based on the idea of resistance. It's called the War of Art. Not the Art of War, but the War of Art. It's by Stephen Pressfield. And this book is about battling the obstacles that stop you from consistency. Because like if you can't get consistent with something, you're not going to be successful. If you're not consistently studying, you're not going to get through those college courses. If you're not consistently exercising and dieting right, you're not going to lose the weight. If you're not consistently bench pressing, doing sprints, doing the pull-ups, you're not going to grow the muscle. Eating the protein, eating the steak, eating the broccoli, the salmon, you're not going to grow that muscle if that's what you wanted to do. If you want to get better at a video game, you got to consistently play that game in order to get better. I saw my son one time. He was playing NBA 2K. He's at the park, and this is an NBA 2K thing, but it's an example that maybe some people could relate to. And in order to get more points and to get better, I think they called it grinding or something, but whatever. Basically, what they were doing was they would go to the park and just do pickup games like all day long, and they would gather more points and coins and get better at the game. So consistency pays off. We see it all the time, but we don't want to accept it, for one, because it means hard. I mean, consistency means hard a lot of times. And that's what Stephen Pressfield's book about resistance, he calls it resistance to resistance to following through with the consistency. You're going to have resistance on anything that's a worthy goal. You're going to probably have resistance on it. And like I say, I recommend reading that book or at least watching some reviews here on YouTube about it. But it's a thing. So, like in life with a lot of stuff, knowledge is power, because once you are at least exposed to it, you then now have the choice of taking that knowledge and just ignoring it and not acting on it, or actually acting on it. But you can't really act on it if you never were explained or told that this thing exists. So everybody battles this. Some people overcome it. So, there's that one saying, like even in business, they say your business really has not failed until you give up. Everything else is just learning. So you're probably going to fail at things that you step out there on and try. First time you played whatever sport you might like to play, you probably weren't as good as after you played it 200 times, 250 times. You see what I'm saying? Consistency always pays off. But we fight this resistance. And Stephen Pressfield brings up a lot of good examples, like he brings up a lot of good ways to really get you to think about this, a lot of distractions that happen are based off of all of this, life happens. So your goal is your goal, but life happens no matter what. So one thing that I definitely noticed, and one thing that I do try to really push, if it's something that I'm really trying to do, I write it down, for one. That way I can at least acknowledge that it's there and it's what I want to do. And then I set a time to try to do it. I actually have lately started this little game where I give myself points for doing a bigger project or a bigger task, or one that I keep putting off. It may grow points. For example, my workout, I at least try to work out. Well, I try to work out 3 times a week. Doesn't always work. I need to be shooting for 4, but I'm just trying to shoot for the consistency of 3. If I miss a workout, I try to catch it back up the next day. So when I'm gathering my points, a workout on my regular day is 40 points. If I missed and I'm trying to catch back up, I might give myself 50 points for it, 55. The way I know I don't miss too many. It's not too many days in a row that I missed. So acknowledge it. It's a thing, and you can overcome it. A lot of people have. And one of the biggest ways to overcome resistance, one of the biggest ways to defeat this monster, is to just get up at the crack of dawn and do whatever that task was. Just Don't do nothing else. Don't even think about doing anything else except maybe getting some coffee or doing whatever you have to do when you first get up. But try to get directly to that number one task, almost like a return on investment. You'll do certain things and you expect to get a payoff from it. And one of the biggest ways to get a great payoff is to know what task you want to do the night before or the 2 days before, 3 days before. Know what the task is. Set up a time when you want to do it. Maybe even play that game. Give yourself some points and keep it on an Excel spreadsheet and just look at those points grow and say, how fast can I get to 500 points? Well, I can get to 500 points by doing that task. Say it's a repetitive task. Say, here's an example. You're starting an eBay business. If you know anything about eBay, listing sucks. But consistently listing is what pays off. You could give yourself 100 points for every time you list something. You may have a room halfway full of stuff that needs to be listed. 100 points. You play a game with yourself. Can I get to 800 points by Monday? That means I got to list 8 things. So you just set up a little system and start hitting 8 things. You do that. You just do that every week. 8 things. Those things are sale. List them, have them boxed and ready to go. They head out the door. You just, as they sell, you just put the sticker on and drop them off. Before you know it, you're consistently getting 800 points every week. 800 points. You're like, well, maybe I could get 1,100 points. How? Just add 3 more things. So maybe you get a little faster. You got a little copy paste thing you got with what your listing is, and you just tweak it a little bit for this, this, and this. Consistency pays off. Resistance is a thing. And another topic, basically last topic for the day, is motivation will die out. So forget about it. It's not going to work. Motivation is not going to work. It'll pay off for a little while. Points will pay off for a little while. Playing a game. Getting up early in the morning, it'll pay off for a little while. It's almost like a lawnmower, you jerk it, you pull the pull string, and it kind of starts over. It kind of starts. But if there's no fuel hardly in there, it's not going to keep running. So something that is the fuel is to create a habit. You can dictate your habits. You can stop some habits. You can create other habits. A lot of it is thinking about what you're thinking about. What's going on when this habit could be a good one or a bad one? What's going on when this habit happens? Notice it. Or create it. Use that first initiative to create a step-by-step habit. Say you like coffee. I like coffee. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using these things that are examples that I kind of experience. I like coffee. Make a small habit. It's a task I keep putting off. I can do this task. I can have me some coffee if I start this task. Creating habits. James Clear and BJ Fogg are the experts on this. I mean, seriously, the information that they have about habits, I could go on for weeks, days talking about it, but it's you can dictate how your brain responds to things. And I'm not talking about like no hocus pocus. I'm just talking about some real science driven stuff. James Clear, BJ Fogg, both have done vast work and studies on all of this habit forming stuff. So I read it. I suggest you read it. But just some of the topics are, you start a task and then your brain wants you to finish it. So that's why you want to just start. BJ Fogg is big on congratulating yourself. James Clear talks about 1%, which basically goes back to the consistency thing. Just creating a habit of 1%. Like I say, you can create a environment where you do this habit, where you do this task, You know, every time I enter this room, I think about, oh, I need to do that task. Because why? Because every time you're in that area, you do it. So you can do these small little steps to just create a habit for yourself. Another good one that I've done, going back to workouts. I like using workouts for examples. You can create a excellent habit of working out by playing music. And one thing that I've done, I made a workout playlist. And I normally just hit shuffle. But almost all the time when I hear those songs on that workout playlist, I get ready, my mind gets me, it almost pushes me. It almost pushes me to work out once I hear that music. I already know I need to work out. Maybe I even put it on my little list for the day. You get to the point where as soon as you hear this or you step into I do my workout in the basement, it's just dumbbells and steel. You go down there and the music's playing, you're going to get it going. You're going to get it going. That's just how it's going to go. And then say you kind of enjoy your protein shake. Put it off until after you do your workout. You can never have your protein shake just in general. It has to be after your workout. You know, maybe you make it nice with the milk and the protein and maybe drop some fruit in there or something. Set it up. Go through the process of setting it up. Say you know it's workout day and you don't really feel like working out. But you say, I got enough energy to at least make my protein shake. Make it. Put it in the refrigerator. Turn the music on. Or, you know, go mess around for a minute, whatever. But then turn the music on. And then as you have free time, hopefully you're doing this in a window of time where you're not going to let resistance really kick in and start distracting you with a whole bunch of other stuff. So you do this, and then you do this same routine. You make the protein shake. You say, oh, I got to get this workout going. Protein shake's in there. You see it when you open the refrigerator to get you a bottle of water. You're like, oh, yeah. Your brain goes. It's like, I'm kind of looking forward to having that protein shake. And I think I got about 45 minutes. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that workout going, I guess. Pop this music on. Let's just listen to it. Bam, that music kicks in. You saw the protein shake. Congratulate. You get your workout going as soon as you start it. What I do, as soon as I start it, I do like BJ Fogg says, and I congratulate myself because I at least started. In his teachings, you probably could congratulate yourself just for making the protein shake or starting the music. But it's unbelievable the information that they have. You can buy the book, get the books off out of the library, get the audio version, play it while you're riding around. Both of them. I mean, game changing. James Clear. I'll have the links below. But it's James Clear's information, BJ Fogg's information, and Stephen Pressfield. And that ends and concludes the show. And thank you for viewing. Hit the like button. Talk to you soon.